Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. What up? What up? Peace. It's your boy Wax. Wax Groove TV, home of the brokest podcast. You know. If you haven't already, man, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. Trying to get to that 1K mark so we can get monetized sooner rather than later. As I said previously, I'm back to putting out these videos at least once a week. I'm trying to scrape out more new podcast episodes. Will be in the works very soon. But today I want to talk about a particular artist who's garnished a lot of respect. That's 38 Spesh. Trust. He actually just dropped another project recently on streaming platforms, March 31st. It's called GUNSMOKE. Prior to that, the album was released. On his website. Now he was doing something pretty dope that I thought was cool. Now artists releasing projects like directly to their website, that's nothing new. A lot of independent artists do that as a way for their fans to connect and actually support what they're doing. But what he did is he pretty much did a pay what you want type of scenario. Starting off at I think it was $38, and pretty much you can go up from there. Select the $38. I mean that's smart. 38 Spesh, $38. You know, that gives you the album download, and then however much more you paid, that would have gotten you like exclusive a meet and greet, or like to a concert, or like signed vinyls or merch and stuff like that. So did that on the website, then released it to streaming platforms. Dope project. I got to listen to it a few times. I may do a review on it, not sure yet. I got to listen to it in a little more depth, but first couple spins, I definitely enjoy it. So 38 Spesh, man, he's a Rochester native, Rochester, New York, that is, Hell's Roof. So I learned about 38 Spesh back in 2016, and this is like around the time that Griselda was starting to bubble amongst the masses. He's got a notable project that a lot of people seem to remember and recognize, and that's his project with Benny the Butcher, the Stabbed and Shot project. It's a dope project. I enjoy it a lot. I also, because of him, I'm familiar with a lot of other artists. So, like, for instance, Ito, Flea Lord, Shay Noir. Hell, honestly, between him and Nicholas Craven, they're both responsible for kind of getting Ransom back in the studio, getting him rapping the way he's supposed to be rapping again. So, shout out to him for that. I think he's respected by most top tier lyricists. You know, anybody who could really rap and spit. You know, any of you hip hop scholars or rap connoisseurs. You know, most of us listen to his music in one way, shape, or form, or something he's influenced. You know, along the line, somewhere in the game or culture. So. You know, he recently got a lot of recognition from like LeBron and KD, like bumping their music online. He was seen on like an Instagram post in the studio with like KD and Ransom. So kind of the segue from that, him being in the studio with KD and Ransom, he actually spoke about this on the Bootleg Kev podcast, where he basically said he's working on a project. Basically working on a project with KD behind the scenes and Ransom. So that's something to look for in the near future. They partnered up to make something happen. He also stated he's got quite a few projects coming up, you know, over the next year. He said 2 years he ain't really dropped much, and then now he's just putting in that work. So one I was really excited to hear him mention on that same podcast was that him and Conway was going to be putting out a project together. I thought that was pretty dope. Name of that project is Special Machinery, and that's supposed to drop July or August of this year. It's back in the studio with Benny. They're supposed to drop another project. I don't know if it's Stabbed in another series to another part to the Stabbed and Shot, but we'll see. Yeah, man. So 38 Spesh, dope dude. Got to give him a lot of respect. Like I said, he's kind of responsible for Ransom. Him and Nicholas Craven are responsible for Ransom, like, basically coming out of retirement. So, according to Ransom, the story goes basically, 38 kind of called him up one day and was just like, yo, more or less, it's cool to be lyrical again. Like, yo, we got this whole lane we can work in, and showed him what it was, and like, yo, we could actually eat and make money in this lane now. So put him on, and then 38 Spesh just ain't looked back since and just been going crazy. You know, him, like I said, Nick Craven going crazy and crazy in general with the production, but also just with the production and stuff that he's done with Ransom. I recently saw Shay Noir had posted on social media Kind of a dope story in regards to him. Kind of basically her respect level for him. Basically, I'm sorry, 38 kind of approached Shay like, yo, I got this platform. Come over here. I want you to do your thing. You know, basically, I want you to blow up, do your thing, and then kind of move on and get your own situation going. So, had her under that trust umbrella, never signed her. Just like, yo, come do you. Let's build this movement. Basically, pushed and encouraged her to start her own record label, which now she has. So, I got to give him a lot of credit. You know what I mean? I guess he's taking a little bit of a different approach rather than just trying to sign everybody, just building a movement, having, you know, the right artists underneath you, having the Ransoms, the 38 Spesh. I'm sorry, the Ransoms, the Chez Noirs, Etho, Fred the Godson, rest in peace, Class Murder. There's a few others I can't remember off the top, but he's got the right people around him, and then he's done music obviously with a ton of people. What I didn't know, and I saw this not too long ago. This dude been putting in work for a long time. I saw a video from the early 2000s of him and Styles P. So he's been at it, and it just goes to show you sometimes like when you grind that slow grind, it'll pay off later on. So definitely a respected artist. And he's a dope producer. I think he's pretty dope, especially when it comes to those drumless beats. So with that being said, like I said, he's got that project coming up with him and Conway. Special Machinery, another project with Benny. Who else could he possibly work with? Be nice to see him do like a project with just him and Etho. Maybe him producing everything and Etho just spitting. Maybe even crossover. I could see him doing work with like Rick Ross. I think him and Rick Ross would sound fire on a record together. Yeah, I think that'd be dope. I think he could hang with like. Let me rephrase that. There's some industry dudes, like mainstream industry dudes, so I think can hang with him on the record because he'd be spazzing, like even in his freestyles. But I think Ross would be a dope. Them two would complement each other on the record quite nice. Who else should he work with, man? I want to know what y'all think. What do you think of 38 Spesh? What do you think of his career? What do you think of his future? What does he got left? How far can he push it? Like I said, man, he mentioned the Ransom. Like you can be lyrical now and actually make some money. So, he's doing all the right things. I'm just all these people that are like underground, quote unquote underground. Like I said, I just call them top tier rappers. It's dope to see them actually being able to have their own platforms and being able to actually eat comfortably and grow without needing like the mainstream media or machine behind you. I mean, the fact that you got like cosigns to some degree from Kevin Durant, LeBron James posting you on like their Instagram and IG stories and just talking about you. That's dope. So shout out to LeBron and KD because clearly they're tapped in on what's really going on in the hip hop. But yeah, man, I like to see people like this thrive. I want to see him do more, work with other people. I wonder if he could work with Al, like Alchemist, or Muggs. That'd be interesting to hear if he can pull off working with like an Alchemist or Muggs, or even like a Derringer for a whole project. Or even him like with them with like a producer and another artist would be dope. But yeah, I mean, sky's the limit, man. Shout out to 38 Spesh. Quick little video, one take wax. If you haven't already, man, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. Trying to get monetized, because we the brokest podcast, so we got to eat somehow. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.